Hi, I'm David Kroodsma with Hub Culture, joined now by James Dailey, the Chief Technical Officer for Microenergy Credits. James, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We just heard from April about what Microenergy Credits does. Can you tell us a little about the technology of these renewable energy projects?
Right, so there's the technology that the households are getting. So these are clean technologies like solar lantern systems, solar home systems, biogas digesters, which use local materials to create gas, which they can burn for cooking, and improved cook stoves. And so these are the technologies that are very applicable at the local households in developing countries.
And so you said that's solar power, solar lanterns, biogas, and what was the last one?
And improved cook stoves.
Improved cook stoves.
And improved cook stoves are really important because, the vast majority of people in developing countries, the poorest, are using 3-stone fires. They're essentially just burning in their households, and it's a leading cause of disease, and it affects a lot of people.
And of those three, which one has the most opportunity right now? Which is the most cost effective?
Well, I think the cook stoves are very cost effective, and it's an under-financed area. Solar sells very well as well because it has this impact on people being able to read and children learning at night, and so these are the things that people value when they're purchasing these systems.
I feel like these cook stoves, that's very interesting. I don't think many people really understand how they're different from a normal stove. They still run on wood, is that correct?
Yeah, they run on biomass.
How are they different?
So they use a combination of the combustion chamber, differences in how the combustion chamber is designed, and in how the oxygen flows through the stove. So literally, there's something called the rocket effect, where if you have a stovepipe that's in an L shape, it brings the air through and increases the efficiency of the stove tremendously.
So very simple technology.
Very simple technology, easy to do in the field, easy to have people use them. The transition isn't difficult, so people are able to simply get a stove and begin using it right away. And they like them more. I mean, the people I've spoken to in Bangladesh, for example, say, I love it, I don't have to clean the walls every week because there's not covered with soot. I'm not coughing as much. And
do you need carbon credits to make all these projects profitable, or are some of them profitable without carbon credits?
These projects actually won't happen without the carbon credits. What we've found is that the microfinance institutions, they've got a loan portfolio, and they see this as an opportunity. But until we've introduced the carbon offsets, they haven't yet taken advantage of that opportunity.
Great. Well, let's hope the organizations get behind increasing the carbon market.
Yeah. So. But if I may, I'd like to also talk a little bit about our technology.
Okay, sure.
Which is really important for how we think about the carbon markets. Like right now, a lot of the technologies that are being financed are at very large scale.
Right.
And that's because the transaction cost is high. The ability to finance those things, it's because they are so large that we can bring financing to those large projects. When you get down to the long tail, to the millions and millions of households with small systems, the transaction costs are too high. So what we've devised is a way to use mobile phones, the ubiquity of data in developing countries, that is, the brand new horizon in computing. We're using that to lower the transaction costs so we can make these households investment quality for the carbon markets.
How do you use a mobile phone to make this possible?
The simplest form is there's a text message that can be sent that is processed by our system. And so we have a very simple way for the field officers of these microfinance institutions to register the household and to then go back and monitor on a regular basis. Are they using the stove? Are they using the solar panel? Are they having any problems with it? And we link that to the carbon, which means that you actually know that there is additionality. It's actually happening.
It's fascinating. So the cellular technology allows us to have the really good information flow that used to only be possible with large organizations.
Right, exactly. And that's what's going all the way out to places where they don't even have electricity. They certainly don't have the internet.
Wow.
Right? And so this is I think the frontier for how to bring the benefits of the carbon markets to developing countries. And I think for this negotiation that's going on right now, it's really important because this is what will break the logjam between the developed North and the developing South. If you can have this technology transfer that will bring them to the table.
It's also just making it much more democratic. I mean, you're involving a much larger part of the population.
Right, the majority of people on the planet.
Right, right. Well, that's fantastic.
Thanks.
I'm David Kroodsma here, joined by James Dailey, the Chief Technical Officer for Micro Energy Credits.
Thank
Great.
you.